Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. And I just want to give you guys a quick little warning before we start this video. If I was all of you and I'm on Twitter or I'm on YouTube and I hear people saying that the settlement has been reached, a settlement is in place, prepare for a settlement this week, block all that noise. I said over on Twitter, this is actually the #1 issue on why I don't care for the dates anymore. The XRP community knows this tweet is nonsense. If a settlement happens, cool. If we have to wait even longer, cool. I just want to stop hearing this type of nonsense from accounts looking for attention. And this is an account saying, hey, I have insider information. I have, this insider that's telling me that a settlement has been reached, blah, blah, blah. And look at this. This is an account that only has almost 3,000 followers. And I'm sure that they gained a ton from this tweet just for nonsense, but 200 and almost 32,000 views. Look at the likes and all this. Like, this is the #1 problem that we have in this space, where you have a lot of these people that will make just like nonsensical tweets just for attention. And like we could see like a lot of people responding like, here's a source, appreciate your eagerness for the source at the moment. The details are highly confidential and I'm unable to disclose them. It's all nonsense. And you know what? The biggest problem about all of this is that you will have a lot of people that are just going out and aping into XRP because they think that a settlement was reached from this. And I know that a lot of people think like, oh, well, that's dumb to do. Like, why would anyone do that? Well, that's exactly how a lot of people, function in this space. They will read something over on Twitter. They will read something, in the news or something, and they will go out and they will impulsively react. It's a big problem. But nonetheless, talking about things around the SEC, talking about, regulatory actions, Promethium. This is an interesting company because it was the only company so far to get approval as a special purpose broker-dealer around crypto. What do you see from Laura Shim? In this regulatory climate, what does Promethium Inc. approval as a special purpose broker-dealer really mean? That there is a path forward for crypto in the US. Interesting. So listen closely to this.
I just want to be very clear that I'm 100% bullish on the crypto space. I think there is a place for commodity tokens. I think there is a place for utility tokens and things that might not be securities. But I just think that we've got to figure this out quickly, or it's going to harm a lot of people. People like Coinbase, the leaders in this space, really need to sort of do the right thing. I think, and I think that they want to do the right thing. Maybe they're just taking going down the wrong path. I think if nothing else, at least we've shown that you can go get regulated to do something with digital assets and digital asset securities in the current regime. I mean, in the midst of literally what's going on with Wells notices and all of the sanctions and everything else that's going on, we were able to go and get these approvals. And ATSs are those are SEC registered. I mean, this is them literally looking at this application and saying, yeah, we're approving these guys to do trading in digital asset securities. So I think the argument that you can't do that is just not valid. Let's find a way to get compliant and get back to work.
Which means overall that there is a path forward for crypto in the United States.
So yeah, this seems very weird in terms of the way that these two are actually acting. I don't know, like, listen, if this is all planned, if it's a script, whatever, kind of sounds a little odd to me. But also, did you hear what he said? He said digital asset securities. It allows us to deal in digital asset securities. I mean, what does that really mean? Because I was under the impression that almost all of these assets within this space, from what the SEC has told us, yeah, it's a complete opposite, but I believe that these are all currencies. I'm sure that there's a lot of securities in this space, but XRP, XLM, HBAR, Casper, I mean, hell, even Ethereum currently, they're all currencies. So why is he saying that we're now dealing in digital asset securities? And we even do see like full service market for digital asset securities. Like that's what Promethium is. So no wonder why this got passed through. But also, we have that, we have them saying like the SEC is doing their job, the SEC is doing fine, they're great, blah, blah, blah. But then why are we hearing, the SEC getting completely slammed and blasted over, what they've been doing? Like here's Robert Kennedy Jr. slams SEC for protecting banks instead of American people, calls for crypto-friendly commissioners. He even said, like, I don't want people on the SEC commission who are anti-crypto. At most, they should be neutral, and we should have people on there who are from the crypto community. I actually agree. What they're doing is obscure. It's not transparent. It's not bringing transparency to our system. Agreed. One of the fundamentals of Bitcoin is that you can trust it and nobody can manipulate it. There's no human being that can manipulate, and that's what his remarks around Bitcoin were. Of course, hey, if you want to be a Bitcoin, fan, that's fine. I don't really mind. But I just think that's very interesting that we are seeing the SEC completely get slammed from, individuals like Robert Kennedy Jr., as well as even the Financial Services Committee. This is from Congress, literally slamming Gensler, as well as the entire SEC. We heard it at that hearing in April. And we have these companies that are just now saying like, hey, like this is great. The SEC is great. And it means that there is regulatory clarity within the space. You just got to go in and register. Like it's kind of nonsense, right? And I went over here to Promethium actually, and I looked through all of the individuals. I looked at their LinkedIn. For an example, like Rosemary down here. I mean, this is an individual that comes from the New York Stock Exchange from 1987 to June of 2007, 20 years, 1 month. Then she worked at the FINRA for 13 years and 11 months. And now she's at Promethium. John Tornator, he comes from Merrill Lynch for 2 years, 2.5. So from here, it was mainly like just business and investment research and stuff like that. But I thought that it was interesting that some of these individuals are coming from like Wall Street backgrounds. And then we have Joseph Sangru, who is the CCO of Promethium. He worked at the US SEC for 3 years. Okay. And then also the managing director OTC derivatives at National Futures Association. So yeah, I mean, why did this company get passed through? I mean, it is kind of concerning that, this company is now coming out and saying, hey, like there is a path forward for crypto in the US. You just got to go in and register. Essentially, that's what they're saying. You got to go in and work with the SEC. But we already know that that is not the case. Like that is absolutely not the case. Companies have tried this. And I mean, is it the backgrounds here? Is it like they're coming from Wall Street? I mean, you have these two up here, who is the chairman and the co-chief executive officer, who is the actual individual in the middle here in this video. They don't come from Wall Street backgrounds, but they do come from legality backgrounds. They are lawyers actually at the same office. It's definitely interesting. I'm definitely interested in this company. I'm interested to see what happens going forward. But we already know that a lot of the congressmen, like for example, Warren Davidson, said, we have over 50% of the world's invested capital in our capital markets. But when you look at crypto, 70 to 90% of the liquidity is offshore. This is not good for our capital formation. Listen closely to this.
Architecture for every major innovation since the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution, automobiles, aviation, aerospace, computing, the internet era. Why would we bail now on fintech? I mean, the reality is we have about 4.5% of the world's population. We have about 25% of the world's GDP. We have over 50% of the world's invested capital in our capital markets. But when you look at crypto, 70 to 90% of the liquidity is offshore. That is not good for our capital formation in the United States. We need the system that we have in our country to provide the things that only our markets can. And we should work to do that with legislation, not just putting pressure on regulators. But one of the regulations that Gary Gensler has highlighted is we need to restructure the SEC. We need to eliminate the chairmanship and create a 3-and-3 parity with the commission so that the commission actually has to be collaborative instead of being driven by an activist.
And although I do agree with this, I will say, like, is all this talk cheap, or are we actually going to see some actions from this? Because for the longest time, even going all the way back to April, we haven't really seen much come from this hearing. We've seen Gary Gensler, we've seen the entire SEC get slammed, but we really haven't seen much from this. And we even do see, like, the major quote was, Gensler continues to try to force trading platforms to come in and register while failing to provide a workable process. Yet, all of a sudden, this random company gets, completely thrown through. And now they're on, Twitter and on these podcasts talking about how there is a path forward that, you can get, approval if you go in and register and you talk to them. But like, here we have Congress telling you that that's not the case. So what's going on here? And then meanwhile, we also seen privacy tokens getting targeted. Crypto exchange Binance removed privacy tokens from 4 European markets. Multiple reports have revealed that Binance, the crypto exchange with the highest trade volume, has announced the removal of 12 privacy-focused cryptocurrencies from its markets in Spain, France, Poland, and Italy. Commencing on June 26, 2023, users residing in these 4 countries will no longer have the option to purchase or trade these privacy coins on Binance's trading platform. And that is, of course, Dash, Verge, Beam, Monero, Navcoin, Viro, Horizon, Secret, Zcash, Pivx, Decred, and even MobileCoin. Due to local regulatory requirements, Binance is no longer able to offer privacy-enhanced cryptocurrencies in France. An email to French customers detailed, starting from June 26, 2023, users residing in France will no longer be able to buy or sell the specific privacy coins on our platform. This is very interesting. I mean, like, listen, I love privacy coins. If anything, I think that this announcement itself provides us an insight on why privacy coins are crucial for this space and why we do need them. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below, though. And also, we've seen over here, just in, Senator Elizabeth Warren says crypto funds fentanyl trade and it's time to shut it down. Interesting. To the typical individual that is not in crypto, that doesn't even understand how crypto works, will most likely believe this and say, wow, we need to get rid of crypto. That's what these senators and these pro-traditional system players are always about. They want to create this narrative. And most people do believe it that are not, in this market, that don't understand, that aren't doing their research. Like, most of them think that this is the truth. It's crazy talk. It's absolute crazy talk. And here we have over here, the prominent member of the Senate Banking Committee referred to data from research firm Elliptic that revealed more than 90 Chinese businesses offering to ship fentanyl precursors, with almost all of them taking crypto in exchange. I guarantee that they also take fiat currency. Unfortunately, that is a mode that some of these precursor manufacturers and illicit drug organizations have used: the receipt of Bitcoin payments in wallets, cryptocurrency wallets. The reason why they would find this appealing is the same reason that other financial criminals would find it appealing, because it's anonymous, right? Like, it's just nonsense, right? And, most people did reach out and say, like, this is just crazy talk. For an example, here we have Jason A. Williams. Breaking news: U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren calls to end crypto-funded fentanyl trade. Jason A. Williams calls for an end to the U.S. dollar-funded fentanyl trade at Senator Warren. Approximately $300 billion is laundered through the U.S. each year. Worldwide, criminals launder between $800 million and $2 trillion each year. In 2020 alone, global banks were hit with a $10.4 billion $10.4 billion in fines for money laundering violations. Like, do these people not realize, like, what is going on with banks? Do these people not realize that for the longest time, decades and decades and decades, that the US dollar and fiat currencies have been utilized for drug trade and illegal activity and illicit use? Like, I don't know where these people get their thought process from. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And also, remember that this is right on par with that bill. For a fact, like, if we go over here, Warren suggested that her Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act may help cut off the crypto payments, and she said the bill will be reintroduced in this Congress. Crypto is helping fund the fentanyl trade, and we have the power to shut that down. It's time. I think it's time for her to get out of office at this point. But we do see over here, U.S. Senators Warren, Marshall introduced Digital Assets Anti-Money Laundering Bill. The proposal will bring know your customer rules to crypto participants, such as wallet providers and miners. They're introducing a bill to crack down on money laundering and financing of terrorists and rogue nations via cryptocurrency. If it becomes law, the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act will bring Know Your Customer rules to crypto participants such as wallet providers and miners and prohibit financial institutions from transacting with digital asset mixers, which are tools designed to obscure the origin of funds. The act would also allow FinCEN to implement a proposed rule requiring institutions to report certain transactions involving unhosted wallets, wallets where the user has complete control over the contents rather than relying on an exchange or other third party. Concerns over the use of crypto to facilitate money laundering and terrorist financing are frequently aired by lawmakers or regulators and are often used to highlight the need for more robust regulation of the digital asset industry. And yeah, it's all for more control. In fact, in this video, they mentioned that, and they even do mention how like this could essentially kill the DeFi space, because it really would. And you know, to me, I think that's all nonsense. I mean, Elizabeth Warren is also the same person that said that U.S. taxpayers will have to foot the bill if JP Morgan stumbles after First Republic bailout. This was May 3rd. Or buyout. Sorry, not bailout. And yeah, this is a complete joke of an individual. Meanwhile, outside of the U.S., the EU official signed markets in crypto assets framework into law. This happened just 3 minutes ago at the time that I'm recording this. Is probably a little late now at the time that this video goes up, but MiCA aims to create a consistent regulatory framework for crypto assets among the European Union member states. Like, this is actually a big deal. And we do see down here, like, let me open it real quick. EU news, MiCA has been officially signed into law today by the European Parliament President Roberta Metsola and Swedish Rural Affairs Minister Peter Kolgren. Sweden holds the presidency of the Council of the EU at the moment. Next steps, publication in the official journal of the EU shortly. Second, entry into force 20 days after that. 3, entry into application 12 months later for stablecoins and stablecoin issuers, 18 months later for other crypto assets and CSPs. Yeah, I think that this is great. And honestly, like, this is what we mean by regulations outside of the US are moving extremely fast. And it seems as though by 2024, 2025, well, we could see a lot of movement around crypto and crypto regulations within Europe. But yeah, I mean, this is a big deal. And at the same time, like, we are continuously seeing this battle going on in the US around the SEC. While we have this strange company that just appeared out of nowhere getting this regulatory approval and spreading complete false lies. We already know that it's lies because almost every single major company that is in a lawsuit with the SEC even said that they tried to go in and, you know, get compliance. Even Coinbase did get the IPO. They went through with the SEC, and all of a sudden, boom, they get a Wells notice. Like, it's strange to me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. With that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. Just hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.